accumulator, instruction register, program counter, temporary register, input register, and output registers. These are the registers. Where these registers are there? All these registers are in the CPU. Okay, I said there is input, there is output. Between input and output, there is a memory and there is a central processing unit. There are two blocks. I think already studied about the architecture of the computer. All these are interfaced with through a bus. Already I said there is a general bus transfer and a memory transfer, memory bus transfer. These registers are in the central processing unit. Suppose there is a program counter. Where this program counter, what is the function of the program counter? Program counter will execute the instructions. Where these instructions are there? The instructions are in the memory. Okay. Similarly, memory register, memory address register, MER. What it will do? Whatever the data which is coming for the processing, that will be stored in the memory. Suppose there is input data which is coming directly to the memory. It will be stored in the register. There is some other data which is to be processed to be came from the input, that will be stored. The storing addresses is generated by the memory address register, which is in the central processing unit. Are you following? Suppose program counter is a watchman, for example, your gate watchman at the gate in our college gate, for example. One student came, he entered his name and execute the next instruction, means sending next person. He will take next line. Therefore, the program counter is incremented by 1. Are you following? Suppose if you are entering 10 students number, just I will call roll number 1. I will write name, his address and everything. Once it is processing is over, the counter will incremented by 1. What is the function of the program counter? Program counter will take the instruction from the memory for a processing. The processing where it is in the CPU. CPU is the mixed with arithmetic logic and control unit. Therefore, what are the registers which are in the CPU will take instructions from the memory. Okay, are you following? Will take instructions from the memory, and memory will be whenever the instruction came to the registers, central processing unit or accumulator. Accumulator is for the processing all the arithmetic and logic units, logic operations. What is accumulator will do? All the arithmetic and logic operations will do. Therefore, what are the information? Suppose a plus b is equal to 40. Therefore, a is equal to 20 will be stored in the memory. We'll call the address. Okay, all of you see the what I am saying is just to see what is a ALP program for the microprocessor. Just you type, you will get there are 3 columns. One is a instruction set, left side is a address, and right side is a opcode, related opcode. That is called operand. Operand. Opcode is a operand. Means for every address there is a instruction. For every instruction there is address, and parallelly, what is the operation that is to be done? That code will be generated. That is called operand. Okay, right. What is the function of the program counter? Program counter will fetch the instruction from the memory to the CPU, central processing unit, and incremented by 1 for the next instruction. Once it is completed, then automatically it will go for the second instruction. Similarly, the instruction register currently hold the code, and it will wait for the next instruction. That is the function of the instruction register. Similarly, temporary register. Similarly, input and output registers. Okay, right. These are the functions of the DR, AR, AC, IR, PC, and everything. The description is given in the bottom. Okay, right. For example, the data register. A register. You think it is an address register, for example. The data holds the operand read from the memory. See, there is a data which is read from the memory. Suppose A is equal to 20. That is a data which is in the memory. Whenever the data is required, it will ask the memory address register to send the particular data to the data register. Automatically, the program counter incremented takes the responsibility and send information to the instruction register. Instruction register will send the location of the memory, and it will be fetched. It will be transferred to the data registers. Okay. Suppose already I said, suppose if it is a mess, there are contents in the Hello, good morning. Right, now you are able to listen my audio. Now audio is clear. Audio is clear. Right. What is a program counter and what is the address register and everything? Right. A small description is given. Right. A small description is given about accumulator and what is a direct addressing and indirect addressing, which is given in the next slide. Wait, please. The direct addressing and indirect addressing is given. Direct addressing and indirect addressing is given. Okay, there are two cases. Slide number 5 is not coming. See, all of you, please wait. There is a problem with the mobile. Right. Okay. Slide is not moving. There is a problem with the slide. Right, there is a problem with the slide changing. Right, next class I will show all the slides. Right, one by one I will explain. Right, the direct registers and work. Okay, in the next diagram we have seen about to load, increment, and clear. Last class I told about what is the load, what is increment, and what is clear. Right, what are the structure of the organization? What are the addressing modes? What are the addressing modes? Okay, right. How many instruction set is available? What is a AND? What is a hexadecimal code? Last class I explained. What is add memory to the accumulator? What is a load accumulator? What is hexadecimal code for this load accumulator? Uh, what is a store and content of the accumulator in the memory? What is a branch unconditional BSC? Branch and save. And what is a CLA? Right, the CLA generally for all these operations we need a clock. For all these operations we need a clock. Generally, what is clock? Clock is a pulse. The clock is a pulse which is able to communicate the data which is required from the CPU to the memory. There are different clocks. Okay, for example, there is a read signal. Suppose if you want to apply the read signal, there is a read clock. If the clock is right, there is a some other thing, some other clock which is generated for the right signal. Suppose if we want to add the clock signals which is a different for the addition. Therefore, every operation has to be done. For every operation, there is a different things which are to be added, for each and every clock signals. Generally, clock signals having two set of frequencies. The clock signal having two set of frequencies. One is frequency counter, and which is respond to the positive transition of the clock. Remember, for every clock there is a frequency counter. Generally, it is called SC for a positive transition of the clock. For every clock, when it is starting, we'll put it in the clear signal. Then automatically clock will be reset to the 0. When it is reset to 0 means whatever the frequency counter which is active, it means which is ready to send any signal. How we are getting the clear? There is a clear signal which is a reset signal. Generally, suppose if I say put 0 zeros to all the counters, automatically whatever the content which is in the counter will be make it as 0. It will be erased. Generally, these are called the electrical prompts. Electrical erasable prompts. Prompts means read-only memory. Generally, it is a memories. The memory data in the registers which we want to erase, that will be erased by putting the clock signals. Therefore, the positive transition of the clock always clears to 0. Whenever it is 0, automatically the timing signal will be activated. Generally, clock having timing signals are T0, T1, T2, and so on. T0, T1, T2, and so on. Therefore, the frequency counter responds to the positive transition of the clock. Therefore, the counter is incremented. Every SC is responsible for the next instruction. Already I said there is a suppose there is a program counter. What is the responsibility of program counter? Program counter is in the CPU and it will take the data from the memory for a processing of the operation in the CPU. Whenever the instruction is incremented, whenever the instruction is incremented, once the process is completed, that process again it will start with the next instruction. How it is takes place with a clock signal. The clock signal always reset to 0 when the process is over. Suppose I want to take the instruction add uh, uh, from the memory. The instruction add from the memory. The instruction add from the memory. The add command came back to the central processing unit from the memory. Automatically, the instruction which is the instruction which process is over, automatically the time signals, the clock signal will came back to 0. Means it will ready for the next instruction. Means the sequencing counter will be again goes back to active. Means once timing is over, the clock is over, the cycle is over, then it will go for the second instruction. Are you following? Suppose there is a cycle, there is a ring, there is a circle, for example. What you will do? Suppose you want to walk through the circle. Once it is came to 0, automatically one cycle is over. Then means it's one process is over. Then the second process will start with the second trip. Similarly, the CPU, once it is completed a task by through a timing cycle, automatically it will be reset. Again, it will be it will communicate for the next signal, next instruction. That is the main function of the clock signals. Okay, the sequencing counter is incremented with every positive clock transition. The slide is not changing. Please go through your PDF, whatever I put into the WhatsApp. Okay. Otherwise, you download it. You see, the signal is applied to the clear put and marked as a T4. For example, how many clock cycles are required for each and every instruction? There is a 1 byte instructions, there is a 2 byte, and there is a 3 byte instructions. The instructions are classified into 1 byte, 2 byte, and 3 byte instructions. Suppose 1 byte instructions, for example, it has taken 4 clock cycles. 2 byte will take 8, and 3 byte instruction is a 16. Double. Like that, for each and every instruction, the new timing signals will be generated. Therefore, whenever the cycle is generated for each instruction, therefore it is called instruction cycle. Remember, whenever the cycle is generated for each and every instruction, there is a instruction cycle is generated. That is called instruction cycle. Therefore, for example, the memory unit having a sequence of instruction. Suppose a program having a sequence of instruction. The program will be reside in the memory unit, for example. Suppose we need performance. Suppose if you have write C programming on your computer, then you want to go for the execution. Then what happens? What are the errors? All the things will be displayed in the bottom or displayed in the errors are will be shown. Therefore, how it is performing? First, whatever the information that you typed on the screen, that will be transferred to the memory. Therefore, the memory will keep all the sequence of instructions. Whenever it goes for the processing, it will verify whether is there any syntax error for this program. Once it is anything is not there, then automatically it will be executed and send the result for the memory. It will, or otherwise it will go for the IO devices. The result will be transferred to the IO devices. Therefore, the program is executed in the computer means for the instruction cycle process is completed. Therefore, how many instruction cycles are required for a program? Therefore, each need about 20 cycles are required. Therefore, the timing diagram, what it will do, it will see the number of units which are to be required, number of cycles which are to be required for a particular program. The basic instruction cycle consists of the following phases. What are the phases? See. Number one, fetch an instruction from the memory. Instruction cycle, what it will do? The instruction will be taken from the memory, decode the instruction, means convert into the opcode, read the effective address from the memory where the instruction is taken, and execute the instruction in the arithmetic logic unit. That is the main operation of the instruction cycle. Okay.